A while back, I did get a great question from someone in the Facebook group that I've created called Legion Assisted Living Academy. And the question had to do with what does the residence assessment actually entail of? So in this video, I'm actually going to discuss exactly that. So make sure you guys stick around. What's up, everyone? I hope you guys are all doing well. If you're new here, my name is Serge. To all my reoccurring viewers, guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for all the love and support that you guys have shown this channel. And I hope you guys like this whole new setup as much as I do. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the topic of this video. Now, the residence assessment is actually quite lengthy. And if I were to sit here and talk about everything that goes into a residence assessment, I would probably be sitting here for about an hour, and this video would be a lot longer than I think all of you guys would actually want it to be. But with that being said, I'm actually going to touch on a lot of key points of what a residence assessment actually looks like and what you guys should be doing as far as when it comes to doing a residence assessment. So the first thing that I want to actually touch on is actually the resident's primary diagnosis. As long as you guys know what the primary diagnosis, and you guys 100% of the time will know exactly what the primary diagnosis of that resident will be that you guys are admitting into your new home. But with that being said, you guys want to make sure that you guys know exactly what goes with that diagnosis, what you guys should be expecting, and what symptoms the resident will be having. So that way you guys can train your staff and for yourself as well, know exactly what's going on and if it's just part of the diagnosis or if it's actually something that's life-threatening. And then the second key point that I actually want to touch on when doing the residence assessment is actually the DNR and full code. So the difference between the two, if you don't know what it is, a DNR is a do not resuscitate. A full code means that they want to live if they go unconscious and their heart stops beating. So you will have to start CPR. So you guys need to know that anytime you guys do an assessment on the resident, make sure you guys know that, because that will ultimately help you guys in the long run. And if anything were to go south, you guys know exactly what the resident's wishes are and what the family's wishes are for their loved one. And then the third thing that you guys want to start doing when you do the assessment is actually what services they will be coming into the home with. So it could be home health, it could be hospice, it could be different in-house doctors that you guys haven't worked with, or it could just be anything that the resident was normally on before. It could even be for dialysis, all kinds of different things that the resident may need. So make sure you guys know what services the resident will be coming with. And then fourthly, from there, you guys want to make sure that you guys do a really proper, in-depth skin assessment. You guys want to do this because there could be residents that come in that have sores, that have skin tears from the discharging facility, or they just may have something that, you know, they're coming with and you guys want to be aware of. It could be anything like MRSA, right? Something that the staff will need to be aware of and make sure that you guys have the proper things in place to be able to take care of that resident. And then from there, you guys want to make sure that if they do come with any type of special care, meaning if they come with catheters, peg tubes, tube feeding, anything of that sort, you guys want to actually assess for that and assess how often they, you know, have their treatments done or how often they need to be done. And then also if the resident themselves actually does it. You guys would be surprised how many different residents know how to actually properly take care of their peg tubes, their catheters, etc. So with that being said, you guys want to just make sure that you guys know what type of special care that they're going to be coming with. That way you guys can actually charge the resident's family more as well, because you guys will be, you know, doing this special care. Now, for the most part, with residents that have any type of special care like that, they will be coming with, you know, different services like home health. They'll have home health nurses, or they'll just even have PT and OT come in and take care of certain things that they may need. It may not be directly for the peg tube or catheters, but they will come with different services like that. And then also, guys, make sure that you guys know that if they are on COPD, that they're going to be providing the oxygen. You guys should not be coming out of pocket for certain things like that. Hopefully everything is getting covered under their insurance, etc. With that being said, you guys then want to make sure that you guys do a proper assessment of how much assistance they will be needing with their activities of daily living. Okay, meaning everything from what you normally would do as a human. You want to see what exactly how much assistance they will be needing with each one of those things. Meaning if it could start with eating, also bathing, showering, clothing, you know, anything that they need assistance with just for the basic stuff, you guys want to make sure if it's minimum, moderate, or maximum, and you guys want to assess for that and make sure that your staff is, trained and knows how to properly feed residents that may be needing feeding. I know this sounds very like common sense, but unfortunately in this world there's not as much common sense as I would like and probably most of you guys would like. But with that being said, there's caregivers that don't know how to properly feed, patients who have a stroke or patients who need help getting cleaned, etc. Or even, I can go on and on about things that caregivers and CNAs don't know how to do. But that's beside the point and getting off topic. So just make sure that you guys know exactly what the resident will be needing in that aspect, and you guys will be good there. And then you guys want to make sure that you guys, with the medications, for the most part, you guys as the group homeowners and caregivers and CNAs, whoever you guys decide to hire at your guys' assisted living, is most likely going to be giving the medications. There's very rare cases, I'm not saying all the time, but there are cases where the resident will be taking their medications on their own. They're so independent, they just need a place to stay because, well, they have nobody or they have some type of diagnosis that requires them to be in your home. But for the most part, they are very independent and they know how to take their own medications and they want to take their own medications. Just be very cautious with that and be very careful when that type of situation comes up, because you guys are ultimately liable if they end up taking the wrong medications because you allowed the resident to take the medication on their own. But that's here or there. That's all up to you guys and how you guys decide to run your home and how you guys administer medications and handle medications. But you guys want to make sure you guys assess all the medications. Make sure that you guys go through and just make sure you guys are, not giving the medications that have been DC'd or are pending, or, just assess the medications. Make sure that the pharmacy's label is the same as the doctor's order, and just make sure you guys do that with the medications, because that is where the biggest errors come from, is medications. And a lot of group homes get in trouble because of that, or assisted living homes get in trouble because of that, because they didn't properly look to see when the medication was discontinued or when the medication's dosage was changed, etc. So you guys want to make sure that you guys do that. Guys, I'm telling you right now, if you guys do a proper assessment, that will save you in the long run, and it will save you from so much headache and trouble, and you guys will know exactly what's going on with your residents, and it will just ultimately be a really great thing for you guys, and it will just show as a group home that you guys are able to properly take care of these residents and that you guys are doing things the right way. So I actually do 2 assessments. I do one at the facility that they're being discharged from, and then I do one once they're moved into my facility. The one that I do when I go to the discharging facility is a very simple assessment of the resident, which I highly recommend everyone do this when they go and they have a potential client who may be moving into their home or your home. And you guys want to go see the resident, because for the most part there are times where you get misinformation from the placement agent, the family, and they don't tell you everything. And you guys don't want to have this situation where you guys take this resident and you guys didn't, oh my goodness, you guys can't take care of them, or you guys need to hire extra staff and do all this stuff that will ultimately cost you guys in the long run. Whereas as if you guys went to the discharge facility, you guys could avoid a lot of these mistakes and, had it taken care of beforehand, and you guys could have said no to the resident. And so when I go to the discharging facility, I usually go in there and I talk to the resident if they're able to talk to me, and then I also do a quick assessment of them and what they're able to do, and I just kind of get this overview of the resident and what they're capable of doing. And then from there, I do go talk to the nurses or the nurse taking care of that resident. And I ask them, what kind of level of care are they? I try to just get the nurse's perspective, because ultimately the nurse has been there taking care of the resident. And then I also ask the CNA as well. And I ask them, what are they having trouble with? What can they do on their own? I like to get more assessments from different people because everyone can say something different, and then ultimately you can make that conclusion if that resident is a good fit for your home. And then from there, I do try to talk to doctors. I try to usually go there when the doctors are actually going to be visiting the residents or the patients. And usually it's in the morning or in early afternoon when the doctors are doing their rounds. So I like to just go there and hopefully I run into doctor. If you don't run into the doctor, that's all fine and dandy. You don't need to always talk to the doctor if they're not available. But with that being said, guys, that's really what the assessment consists of. I did just touch on the key points. I know it's not very detailed, but overall, you guys want to touch on all those topics, and you guys will ultimately have a really great assessment if you guys implement everything that I just talked about, and you guys will be able to make that sound decision if that resident is actually a good fit for your home. So guys, if this video actually really helped and you guys found it helpful, make sure you guys hit that like button. Also make sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't yet, and go join the Facebook group that I created called Legion Assisted Living Academy, and also go watch all these other videos. They're very informative, guys. If you haven't yet, go watch the playlist that I've created. I got a lot of great content in there. It's called those assisted living videos, and it's in my playlist, so make sure you guys go watch it. And guys, thank you so much for all the love and support. I appreciate every single one of you guys, and I will see you guys all in the next video. God bless. Peace.